Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Monday so far. I got a good one for you today. The NDP have come out and they're saying they will not back the Conservatives. They're not going to vote no confidence in the government. Before we start, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And with no further ado, let's get into this.
I have an opening comment, and then I'll look forward to your questions. New Democrats came to Ottawa to get stuff done, to work for people, to fight for people, not to play Pierre Poilievre's conservative games. So we will not be supporting Pierre Poilievre's motion. His plan is to not only cut Pharmacare, he wants to cut healthcare. He wants to cut pensions. He wants to cut dental care. Our plan is to stop him.
I don't think he's allowed to say that outside Parliament, because inside Parliament you're allowed to say lies that you know are lies, but outside Parliament there's certain laws that you could be getting in a lot of trouble for if the Conservatives really care about it. So you better watch yourself there, Jagmeet. You're on thin ice.
And then to strengthen our healthcare system, strengthen pensions, make sure that dental care is there for everyone who needs it. The decision moving forward is far too important for Canadians and for the middle class, and so that's why we're not going to let Pierre Poilievre tell us what to do. We're not going to listen to someone who wants to cut the things that people need. Right now, Canadians need relief, not more cuts. We've got people's back. I'm going to do that in French, and then I look forward to your questions.
And how do you got people's back there, Jagmeet? 42% of Canadians are in poverty right now or feeling it, and you don't do a vote of no confidence. 2 million people are going to food banks, no vote of no confidence. Our debt load is extremely concerning, like household debt, no vote of no confidence. Our the amount of people in Canada has ballooned in the last 4 years. No vote of no confidence. So how are you helping us, Jagmeet? How are you there for us? And your dental plan pretty much does nothing. I looked into it a little bit more with the help of Northern Perspectives videos. And yeah, it looks like it's a bill to set up a structure to create a Pharmacare plan. And even if that goes through, you're only getting 2 medications for diabetes and family planning medication. That's it. That's all that's covered under it. So you'll be helping some, but are you going to be helping people like me who need extremely expensive medication, but I have to go through, if I didn't have any insurance through my boss, I'd have to pay out through the nose, and this Pharmacare plan would not help me. So what are you going to do about people without diabetes? You're not helping any of them. So let's not pretend that you're in this for the common folk, Jagmeet.
Why didn't you say this yesterday? Why didn't you say this yesterday?
We are letting you know today.
Why didn't you say it yesterday? You've had more than 24 hours. Why did you wait for the Bloc to say this first? Other than to maybe give yourself some political cover, why didn't you say it yesterday?
We're letting you know today.
That's how a kid answers questions when he knows he's trapped. Are you a child, or are you somebody who's trying to be the next Prime Minister of Canada? I can't imagine this guy actually ever getting into power. Well, actually, I can't imagine it because he's gotten a little bit of power and now he's been useless to Canadians for the past 2.5 years.
But how can you say this when you've said Trudeau must go repeatedly? How do you square that?
In the next election, people have a choice. I stand by my words. Trudeau has let you down. Trudeau has let you down and does not deserve another choice. We are building a movement. We've shown that with 2 by-elections where we were the only federal party that had us, that was in the competition, that won one, and was in the competition in the other. We were the only federal party competitive in the island of Montreal, on the island of Montreal, and in the suburbs of Winnipeg. So we are building a momentum, we're building a movement, and we're showing people that we can stop conservative cuts.
But in Montreal, like, the only parties really that's going on there is the Bloc Québécois, the Liberals, and you. The Conservatives aren't really going to be voted for there. And so, like, well, you were competitive. Woo. And that's cool that you won Winnipeg, okay. The Conservatives made big gains there, though. So it's not like you just scooped up all of the Liberal votes. So you're not convincing anyone. You're just taking people who like the Liberals who don't like Liberals or Trudeau anymore, and don't really pay attention to politics that much.
You said yesterday that Mr. Trudeau does not deserve another chance. Are you not giving him another chance today?
Not at all. Canadians will have that decision to make when the election comes. And when that election comes, we want to make it very clear. I do not believe that Justin Trudeau deserves a second chance. He has let you down. He has let you down, and it has meant that people are worse off. And if things are bad now, Pierre Poilievre is proposing a future that will be even worse. So we are here to stop conservative cuts, and I'm here to become the next prime minister of this country.
Not with the answers you're giving, you're not. But this is what doesn't make sense, and how he's saying it is he's saying that Trudeau has let Canadians down, and he's said it over and over and over again, but he's still going to vote for a guy who's let all of Canada down. So that means that you're fine with it, Jagmeet. It means you're fine with it, especially now that you don't have the supply and confidence agreement. So you said that Trudeau has let Canadians down. You know what he's doing to Canadians, and you've acknowledged you know what he's doing to Canadians. And if you've acknowledged that you have no confidence in the government, so now you're just in this for what? To see Canadians suffer even more, or because of your ideology?
How can you seriously say you were competitive in Montreal where you campaigned months ahead of everyone else and you lost by coming in 3rd place?
This was a very tight race, difference of 600 votes. We had the biggest growth of any other party. We are the only federal party, literally, that was competitive on the island of Montreal and in the suburbs of Winnipeg. No other party federally was competitive in both ridings. We are building momentum. We are building a movement because Canadians want an alternative. They feel let down by Justin Trudeau. I agree with that. That's why I'm saying he does not deserve another chance. And people don't want...
But you're giving him a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th chance. That's the issue here. And you could have called an election anytime during the last 2 years when people were begging you, like when the Conservatives do a vote of no confidence, vote with the Conservatives and vote no confidence into the government. People are begging you to do that. And yet, you're not doing it. You're voting confidence in the government, and then you're asking people to vote for you? How does that even make sense?
The cuts that Pierre Poilievre is proposing, those cuts are going to hurt people. And that's why we're saying we are that alternative. We have shown that we can stop conservatives, we can beat them.
Why was your behavior appropriate the other day with the protester? It looked like it was going to come to blows, sir. I
don't tolerate bullies. We've seen what's been happening on the Hill for the past couple of days. We got these guys that are intimidating staffers, yelling at women, harassing people. I've had people in my own caucus that were harassed and intimidated, and sometimes you got to stand up to a bully.
Times are you going to...
And this is why he's never going to be a good leader. At least with Trudeau, with everything, all the slurs, all the swear words, all the signs. He's never walked up to a dude and threatened him. He's never done that. Or else I've never seen that. Sure, he said stuff in Parliament, and he's said stuff back, like when he was in his own safe little space. But Jagmeet, he's got such a short fuse that he just pops off whenever somebody says something mean to him. Apparently. And he didn't even know who said anything. Or he didn't even know who said that to him. He just assumed the closest protester to him said that. And that's not what a leader does. A leader doesn't just snap and then goes after the first guy he sees. So that's why hopefully this guy does not even get close to Prime Minister.
At some point in time, you're going to have to speak with the Prime Minister, and he will say, what things would you like for us to put in a budget or in legislation for your support? What are the key issues you want from the Liberals to continue to support them?
Well, to be very clear, we are not looking for any new deal, so there's no deal on the table. There's no deal that we're contemplating. We will not be negotiating any sort of deal. We will be fighting to make sure that there's relief for Canadians. The things that we've said from the beginning we're looking for, we want to see relief when it comes to the cost of groceries. We're going to see concrete measures to lower the price of groceries. One of those measures is a price cap. That's what I proposed. Justin Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre, the Liberals and the Conservatives voted against it. Another measure that I'm looking for is relief when it comes to housing. We need to lower the cost of rent. Rent is sky high. I want to see measures around that. I want to see relief for people who are telling us again and again, it is so hard to get by. We need some relief.
How is the situation any...
And why didn't you get this when you had the supply and confidence agreement then? I don't understand. He'll have to dumb it down for a pleb like me, because I don't understand why he didn't get this stuff when he had the supply and confidence agreement, because now it sounds like he's just hoping for that. He's just wishing for it and giving his confidence vote for free. He's just giving it to the government because he doesn't like the Conservatives. Because now the Liberals have the Bloc on their side. And Trudeau can just be like, well, I don't need you anymore, Jagmeet, so I'm going to go with them. And all of your issues mean nothing to me anymore because you don't do anything for me. And Trudeau does give me that kind of spite levels. I would expect that out of Trudeau. So, thanks for not fixing any of those issues while you had that agreement, Jagmeet.
different than the supply and confidence agreement then? You're saying bad things about the government, but you're still supporting them.
Not at all. We have a completely different scenario. We're going vote by vote. You'll recall this is exactly the scenario Canadians have been in, or that governments have been in when there's minority governments. We're going to look at each vote, make a determination. It's very different from when we were in an agreement.
If you're so convinced you're the alternative, why aren't you itching to get out there and prove it?
We've shown Canadians that we can build a movement. We've started that with our 2 by-election. Great showings, strong presence in Montreal, and a victory in Winnipeg shows that we are the real alternative to fight back Conservative cuts for people. We can do that. We're going to keep on building that momentum. But we're not going to play Pierre Poilievre's games. We're not here to play his games. We're not here to do what he wants. We're here to fight for Canadians. So
yeah, he's showing that there's a movement coming, and it's called the Blue Wave Movement of Conservative Votes. And that thing is going to be massive while it swallows up the NDP and the Liberals. And yeah, the Bloc Québécois might just be the opposition party after this. Because I don't know what Jagmeet's trying to do right now, but it seems like he's flip-flopping. He says he rips up the agreement, and then he's trying to patch it back together and make it look all fancy again now that he thinks that people like him again or like his party again just because he won one riding and got better votes in another by-election. But he's just making his party looking worse.
We're going to continue to do that.
You or anyone from your office spoken to the Liberals since the supply and confidence deal has been ripped up to discuss these issues that you want done in Parliament going forward?
No.
Will you consider voting non-confidence while Pharmacare's still in the Senate? You said you're taking things vote by vote, but while Pharmacare's in the Senate, will you seriously consider voting non-confidence?
Well, I laid out some of the concerns that I had, and I included the fact that the Conservatives are very much interested in stopping Pharmacare. So they are absolutely timing this vote right while Pharmacare is in the Senate. They also want to cut dental care. They also want to cut pensions. They also want to cut our healthcare system entirely. These are all the factors that I put forward to say, no, we're not going to play Pierre Poilievre's silly games. No, not at all.
No. Canadians aren't feeling enough pain yet to want an election.
What are your thoughts on the Bloc leader's demands that he outlined today on increasing old age security and also on supporting supply management? And he essentially said that he would vote against the government if they don't do those two things. Do you support those demands?
Supply management is something that we've long supported. We believe that it is a strong way to encourage an agriculture sector in Canada. It works very well, of course, for the dairy sector. We believe in it. We want to see more measures that support local farming. So it's something that we've long supported. And when it comes to, what was the first one again?
Pensions, the old age
Pensions,
security.
of course. Yeah, we ran on, in our platform, we ran on increasing pensions so that seniors can live with dignity. Right now, seniors, if you're looking at OAS and GIS, the rough maximum that seniors can get from that is about $1,700. During the pandemic, we had established that people need at least $2,000 to get by. We ran on a campaign of increasing the amount that a senior receives to above $2,000 to give them some ability to live with dignity. We believe in that. We'll continue to fight for that. Pierre Poilievre wants to cut people's pensions. We want to strengthen it. Thank you. Merci.
Now, I actually don't mind that he wants older people to get around $2,000 a month. I believe that's what he said, which is extremely fair, right? Like, it should go up a little bit every year because inflation does go up, right? If it's stagnant, they're losing money. But hey, that's just me. But let me know what you think about Jagmeet's new move here of how he's trying to say he's got confidence in the government, or that he doesn't have confidence in the government, but then vote confidence in the government. So, and also, if you like this video, give her a like, and please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500 by the end of the month, which would be awesome. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, there's a buy me a coffee link down below. All of that stuff goes right back to the videos and makes for better videos. Other than that, that's all I got for you today, folks. Have a great day.